He was here, Andy.
Dirksen?
Yeah, he got the drop on me.
You mean he had a gun?
Well, he has now.
Fans still cherish the down-home charm of Mayberry, but the true story behind the Andy Griffith Show is full of surprises. From on-set secrets to hidden character quirks, there's more than meets the eye beneath that sleepy small town. Get ready for 10 strange and wonderful facts you probably never heard about this iconic sitcom. Number 1. Andy insisted on portraying a flawed hero. Let's go back to 1960, where small-town Mayberry first flickered onto black and white TV screens across America. On the Andy Griffith Show, Andy Taylor was more than just the town sheriff. He was relatable, stubborn, and sometimes painfully human. Andy Griffith himself refused to play the part as flawless. He wanted Sheriff Taylor to stumble, to misunderstand, and to grow. It was a brave choice for an era when most TV heroes wore halos and never lost their tempers. In fact, Andy often listened, learned, and admitted when he got things wrong, whether it was mishandling his son Opie or misjudging a neighbor. This gave the series its emotional honesty and set it apart from its cookie-cutter contemporaries. Decades later, that realness continued to resonate with new fans catching reruns or streaming the show for the first time. Andy Taylor's lessons felt timeless. Each mistake was a gentle reminder that even the kindest among us are works in progress, an idea worth carrying forward, episode after episode. Number 2. Frances Bavier wasn't the producer's first choice. Picture the quiet morning bustle of Mayberry, with the aroma of Aunt Bee's fresh-baked pies drifting from her kitchen window. Hard to imagine anyone but Frances Bavier fussing over Andy and Opie, right? But in 1960, the producers of The Andy Griffith Show considered other actresses for Aunt Bee, uncertain about who could set the perfect tone for Mayberry. It was Frances Bavier's audition, her gentle grace and dignified air, that instantly shifted their vision. Though she hailed from Broadway and played far more regal roles before Mayberry, Bavier quickly became the heart of the show. Her performances brought an authentic warmth that didn't just reflect motherly love, it defined it. This wasn't just good casting, it was lightning striking the Mayberry set. Bavier's Aunt Bee set a standard for TV matriarchs that would echo across decades, far outshining the producer's original ideas. Just imagine Mayberry without her signature apron or soft Andy filling the air. It's one of those beautiful accidents that shaped television history, reminding us how the right person can change everything, one gentle scene at a time. Number 3. The show used an unusual laugh track. Listen closely and you might notice something different on The Andy Griffith Show. Instead of packing the scenes with booming laughter, the producers opted for a gentle, carefully arranged laugh track. There was no live audience in the studio. Instead, editors crafted and placed canned laughter to flow with the story's easy pace, matching the mood of Mayberry rather than overwhelming it. This subtle approach set the show apart from other sitcoms of the era, where raucous laughter often filled the air whether a joke landed or not. It felt like Mayberry's humor belonged to you alone, not to a crowd of strangers. The result was a warmer, more intimate viewing experience, totally in step with Andy, Opie, and Aunt Bee's quiet charm. This intentional choice, debuting with the show in 1960 on CBS, helped the gentle spirit of Mayberry linger in living rooms long after each episode faded to black. Soft echoes of laughter, perfectly timed, made the heart of small-town life feel just a little bit closer. Next up, even more hidden touches behind those serene front porches. Number 4. The opening theme had lyrics. You can probably whistle every note to the Andy Griffith Show's legendary opening. That bright, sunny tune, known as the Fishin' Hole, is as much a part of TV history as apple pie or checkerboard kitchens. But here's what most folks never hear. The theme actually has lyrics. Everett Sloan, who played town-drunk Otis Campbell, penned playful verses about casting lines and skipping work. Andy Griffith himself recorded a version for the record in 1961, his easy drawl giving new life to the familiar melody. Yet, on television, only the instrumental aired, leaving viewers to fill in their own summer daydreams. Pouring a lemonade or dusting off your granddad's tackle box, you might never guess those whistled notes once had secret words. Next time you catch a rerun, listen closely. There's more to that tune than meets the ear, a hidden gem tucked within small-town nostalgia, waiting for the right ear to discover. Number 5. Andy and Barney had different last names in the pilot. Picture the sleepy North Carolina hamlet of Mayberry before everything was set in stone. In the very first pilot episode of The Andy Griffith Show, aired in 1960, Andy Taylor wasn't actually Andy Taylor at all. He went by the actor's real name and wore the badge as Sheriff Andy Griffith. And Barney? He had no fife about him. He was just Barney, with no last name attached. That detail, so simple on paper, could have spun the show in a whole new direction. But as the series rolled out, the switch to Andy Taylor and Barney Fife crystallized the cozy, small-town charm of Mayberry. It wasn't just a matter of correcting credits. It was about building a believable world to root for, one where these two names became icons. Now it's hard to imagine anyone calling Don Knotts' jumpy deputy anything but Fife, or hearing Andy's name read as anything other than Taylor. The pilot's loose ends quietly tied up, paving the way for the legend. Next, we'll see what other oddities lurked behind the scenes at Mayberry. Let's pause for a second. Did you ever watch The Andy Griffith Show as a kid? Or did you discover reruns later in life? Share your favorite character or memory from Mayberry in the comments. Let's celebrate the cozy quirks together. Number 6. Opie's mom is never mentioned by name. A slow pan across Mayberry's front porches and tidy picket fences, and you see the heart of The Andy Griffith Show. It's Andy Taylor, small-town sheriff, raising little Opie alone. From the first episode in 1960, Andy is a widower. But there's a hush over the details. We never learn Mrs. Taylor's name, never hear how she died, never catch a glimpse in a faded photograph. This omission isn't an oversight. It's a quietly deliberate choice, letting the show focus on Andy and Opie's bond and the gentle rhythms of life in Mayberry. Still, viewers couldn't help but wonder, who was Opie's mom? Years later, series creators would say her absence added to the show's underlying nostalgia and melancholy, just beneath all the small-town laughter. It's an unspoken sadness that lingers, a little secret that deepened every bedtime chat and fishing trip on the pond. The mystery let Mayberry remain timeless, leaving us longing just a little for someone we never knew.
So I ain't gonna say ain't no more.
Well, blame you.
Next, we move closer to the show's next unforgettable oddity. Number 7. Don Knotts left the show over a misunderstanding. Few moments shook Mayberry quite like the departure of Barney Fife. Don Knotts, who played the bumbling but lovable deputy, believed The Andy Griffith Show was wrapping up after its 5th season. The producers led him to think those were the final episodes, so when Knotts got an enticing offer from Universal Pictures in the mid-60s for a movie contract, he jumped at the chance. But in a surprising twist, CBS renewed the show for more seasons, leaving Don Knotts and his badge behind. That exit created an undeniable gap. Fans missed his manic energy, wild eyes, and whistle-stop deliveries. The show's rhythm shifted after 1965, with the heart of Mayberry paling a little without Barney's antics. No one ever quite matched the off-kilter charm that Knotts brought to every jail cell mishap and overstuffed pocket. Even today, people still debate whether the show ever truly recovered. Remember that feeling when a favorite lunchbox treat disappeared for good? That's how it felt when Barney turned in his keys, as your next TV memory stepped into a world just a little different. Number 8. The town of Mayberry was filmed on a movie lot. Sunlight on painted fences, the friendly bustle outside Walker's drugstore. The town of Mayberry felt cozy and real. But those charming streets, they were part of the DeSilu Studios backlot in Culver City, not some tucked-away North Carolina town. In 1960, The Andy Griffith Show made television magic by sharing these versatile sets with science fiction neighbors like Star Trek. If you looked closely, Andy Taylor's stroll down Main Street might cross the same pavement where Captain Kirk would later command his crew. The mix of whitewashed storefronts and tree-lined lanes became a trick of the eye, looping the viewer into a sense of small-town Americana while using Hollywood craft. DeSilu Studios, founded by Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, perfected this illusion, recycling their backlot for everything from westerns to futuristic adventures. That familiar archway or background road gave Mayberry its timeless, slightly surreal style for 8 memorable seasons. The next time you catch Opie skipping rocks or Aunt Bee shopping for groceries, remember, the magic was all on the lot, built from plywood, paint, and a little bit of television alchemy. Let's wander deeper into the heart of TV's golden era. Number 9. Aunt Bee and Andy didn't get along. Off-camera, down-home, sweetness and gentle comedy radiated from every episode of The Andy Griffith Show. But behind the scenes, not everything was so simple. Frances Bavier brought Aunt Bee to life with warmth and a no-nonsense twinkle. Yet she and Andy Griffith himself often struggled to see eye to eye. According to cast and crew, their differences played out quietly but consistently as the series rolled on through its 8-year run from 1960 to 1968. Bavier was known for her professionalism, but also for her reserved, sometimes distant manner, contrasted by Griffith's easygoing Southern charm. None of it ever bled onto the black and white screen. Aunt Bee fussed over Opie's sandwiches and scolded Andy for his antics, while the town of Mayberry carried on as the coziest place on television. Offset, though, the actors rarely shared more than their lines. Even after the camera stopped rolling, their relationship remained chilly, adding a bittersweet edge to the show's legacy. It's a testament to both, turning real tension into genuine, heartwarming, small-town magic. The story of Mayberry still held together, even as life behind the scenes was more complicated than it seemed. Number 10. Floyd the Barber was often played sitting down. Picture Mayberry's main street, the gentle hum of clippers, and Floyd the Barber, the heart of Andy's crew. But look closer, starting in 1963, and you'll see a subtle change. Howard McNear, the actor behind Floyd, suffered a debilitating stroke that year. Losing much of his mobility, he faced a tough recovery. Yet the show's creators refused to let Floyd simply fade away. Instead, they got clever. From that point forward, Floyd nearly always appeared perched on a bench, tucked behind the barber chair, or framed in scenes so you'd almost never notice he couldn't stand for long. For fans tuning into CBS week after week, Floyd seemed unchanged, still offering mild wisdom and gentle banter. The magic wasn't just in the writing, but in the seamless way crew and camera shielded their friend while preserving the show's cheery, small-town spirit. Leaning in to hear Floyd's latest witticism, you may never have guessed the challenge playing out just off-screen. And so, with every careful cut and gentle smile, the show honored both a character and the man who brought him to life.
You know, where you just push a button and it oozes out ready-made lather.